Welcome to episode 7 of Operation Grain Harvest Assist. We're coming to the end of the wheat harvest up here in the north of the state, but there's certainly plenty of more wheat to be harvested in the southern states, and up here we're about to move into chickpeas. The borders are still closed, farmers are still after a workforce. If there are any veterans out there that are keen to know what it's all about, Bob and I thought we would take you through what's happening up here. Bob, can you tell us a little bit about what these headers or harvests are about?
What we're looking at here, Andrew, is a Jon Daly header, and that's obviously heading wheat. It can also be reconfigured to do chickpea. So with the header itself, it picks up the grain head and it cuts it off with a set of knives, goes into a rotating drum which is adjustable, and then goes through some sieves so the byproduct can come out the back, which is where you see all the dust, and the wheat is actually augured up into the box at the top of the header. That holds between 8 and 10 tonne. So at this stage, that when it's full, it gets unloaded into what they call a chase bin, and the chase bin is a tractor towing a 25 to 30 tonne bin that then takes that off to a mother bin, which is where it's stored until it can get unloaded into the trucks and go off to market.
And so, Bob, what can we see here? What's the header trying to achieve? Looks like there's some interesting patterns out there.
Well, he cuts a little block out. They go around the outside. They do the headlands first, and then they cut a block out in the middle, and the harvesters will work from there on.
So in this photo, it's at the end of a paddock run, so the header's finishing off, it's emptying its last bit of load into a chaser bin, into the mother bin, into the road train. Now, that's not normally how it happens, but in the normal operation of the day, at the end of a paddock, when everything's trying to be emptied for the last load, that's what it looks like.
So the road train itself holds around the 60 tonne of net product. There's the mother bin, capable of holding 110 tonne water level, with an auger at the side that can unload into the truck.
So a veteran coming up here like we have, what sort of job would we potentially do around here?
Well, most of the time we get in and we operate either the chase bin, the mother bin, and the loading of the trucks. At this stage we haven't had to do any driving of trucks.
So just talk us through what a veteran could expect to be doing here in this operation here. We can see someone getting ready to load a truck.
Well, he'll come out, and where that little white drum is, he'll guide the truck in on site, so he's underneath that auger, and they'll load their A trailer and their B trailers from that as they wish to do so. They've got their own scales on the trucks that they work out fairly roughly what sort of weight goes into the truck. The veterans will be in charge of operating the tractor, turning the auger on and off, general distribution of the grain at that stage.
Yeah, so that's a pretty straightforward process. The switching panels inside the tractors, pretty easy to operate. Quick lesson on that. And it's just also a great opportunity to get to know each of the drivers. There's some real characters out there that turn up.
There's certainly some characters, Andrew, isn't there? You meet all kinds. No, they're all a bunch of good blokes. Everyone got on well together. And a lot of times we work through till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And that doesn't happen often, but occasionally when there's weather coming, we've got to get in and get this job done in a hurry.
We've got a shot here of 5 mother bins fully loaded, and the first couple hold about 110 tonne each, and where you can see there's where the shot goes over, they're all full, and we're just waiting here for trucks to turn up, and we'll unload them. Sorry, the loading of the truck takes about 20 minutes, so it's a good time for a bit of a chat and a catch up with the drivers, try and understand what the road conditions are like out there and where they've come from, because they tend to come from all over the country, so they've all got their own yarn, which is often quite entertaining.
But the other aspect of all this too is you get to meet the farmers and the property managers, which is always interesting too. You get to have a look at the landscape around and the different diversities of flora and fauna. So all that's interesting as well.
Yeah, so Bob, we've got a couple of shots here of our operations at night. As you said, can go through into the early hours of the morning, particularly if we've got rain forecast for the coming day. Is there anything to look out for when we're operating at night?
Well, there isn't, the fact that everyone's probably getting a bit tired, a bit weary, so yeah, you've got to be a little bit more careful and guide the truck in and make sure everything's okay. You don't want to keep away from moving parts like drive shafts and keep yourself out of the line of fire, I suppose. But it's not all that technical, it's just a little bit of common sense, which I'm sure all ADF people have got.
And certainly wearing the high vis pays off at night.
Most definitely, yes. Makes you a little bit more visible to everyone. So that's always a good thing.
So we've finished the wheat harvest on this particular property. So the wheat's come to an end, but we're moving into chickpeas. Is there anything you can tell us about harvesting chickpeas?
Absolutely not, Andrew. This is all going to be a new experience. Yeah, if the weather if it ever stops raining, the weather clears up and dries out enough, we'll be able to get on the paddocks and start harvesting chickpea.
So plenty of work there.
So we've got 4 harvesters at the moment, but they're looking at getting a few more in, so it'll make it speed the process up a little bit. So yeah, that's about all from me.
Okay, righto. We'll let you know how the chickpeas go. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, bye now, and we'll catch you on the next episode.